r/ask Reddit. What really needs to go away but still exists only because of tradition? Bride kidnapping. In Kyrgyzstan, there's a plethora of forced marriages that women don't consent to. If a man wants a woman, he can get a group of his buddies to kidnap her and she's basically forced to marry him. Brutal. I saw a documentary on this that talked about cases where the brides have committed suicide due to the families not wanting to take them back. Absolutely repulsive. Borat's damn marriage sack. Pamela, will you marry me? No thanks. I'm sorry. Agreement not necessary. Doctors working insane hours. I don't understand why such an important profession is set up like this. Medical field. Works doctors 80+ hours per week and provides little to no support mentally. Doctors commit suicide. Medical field. Shocked Pikachu face. Hell, you could extend this to arguably lesser important people as well. For example, that's the main reason I got out of residential HVAC. Being on call and expected to go to every call no matter the hour. I get in at 11 PM. Get showered and ready for bed, and at 1130 a call comes in. Now I have to drag my sleep deprived carcass back out to drive, which is damn dangerous enough as it is. But to work with high voltages, high pressures and extreme temperatures. Duck a busload of that, man. I mean, the pay is pretty dope, but duck. Now, that said, there are companies that are agreeable. You've been running calls since 7:30 in the morning. It's 10 PM and you're wiped out. It's cool. You've got to rest. A well-rested tech making less revenue is a damn sight better than a frizzled tech hurting or killing himself or the customer for the almighty dollar. Funerals by buying a grave and embalming a body. It is so expensive, and now there are many other ways to lay rest to the dead without blowing the bank. I went through our base JAG and put in the paperwork for a Viking funeral. I think a lot of people would show up to that ducking funeral. This option has never occurred to me. The whole process of embalming a body just so people can see you one last time just never made sense to me. And for that matter, using a tree to mark a grave makes a lot more sense to me. I definitely don't want people staring at my dead body. So weird. Shark fin soup, where they cut off the fins of thousands of sharks a year only to discard the shark back into the water to bleed out. The soup is a tradition in parts of Asia. Artificial shark fin soup is becoming quite popular in China, at least, according to my relatives. It's a Chinese status symbol to be able to afford it, which is why most people only have it on special occasions. Okay, how does one make artificial shark fins? They take them off the artificial sharks. Banks only being open when everyone is working. They don't care about you and me. They want to be open when the people, other businesses, who are performing high dollar transactions are doing business. Never thought of that. Good point. As a business owner, it's still annoying AF. They don't open until later than other places, so it makes it trickier doing early day things. They're busy during lunch and still haven't figured out rolling lunch breaks for their own staff, and they close earlier than 99% of other businesses. Their model is forcing more and more towards the digital space. It inconveniences everyone for day-to-day banking. The current reduction in staff means it's also likely the business managers we should be able to walk in and see are often put on teller duties when not booked, which slows things further. Forced marriages. Before we got married, my wife's mother continued to demand that she wear an apron in the ceremony over her wedding dress. This was to signify her new role as a housewife, and to allow a place for men to put money in exchange for dances. Both of these reasons made both my wife and I feel skeevy. Milk claimed it was a tradition from Poland. Whether this is true or not, I'm not actually sure, and that it was demanded of us during the wedding. So we just eloped at the courthouse and avoided the drama. Wearing the apron symbolically and keeping it on the whole night is a weird and oppressive twist on an old standard. The dollar dance is a traditional thing in many areas. It's usually done by both bride and groom accepting $1 from guests to dance with them, and sometimes the guest gets a shot as well. It's like one, maybe two songs and then it's over. Even that is dying off, but I think it's more because it's tacky to ask guests for money than any weird bridal ownership housewife thing. I attended a wedding that did the dollar dance in Quebec. Folks pinned $5, $10, $20, and even $50 notes onto the skirt of the bride's dress and into the pocket of the groom. It was explained to me that the tradition is to wish them good fortune in their marriage as well as to help them get started without the awkwardness of giving money as a gift, sort of relatedly, when they received a knife set from a relative. The relative included a coin to ward off any cutting of the relationship that the knives might bring. The current school system. I'm surprised this isn't higher on the thread. The current educational system is failing American. Can't speak for the rest of the world. Society in major way. We're so focused on getting students ready for college that we fail to educate for any other possibility. Students that don't have the desire, ability or resources to go to college aren't being adequately prepared for the workplace, even though statistics show that a significant number need exactly that. Nationwide, just a little over 30% of high school seniors won't go to college. In my state that statistic is about 38% further. The programs that do exist are mostly for high school juniors and seniors. Kids are well aware of their ability to attend college well before their junior year. You wanna decrease the number of discipline problems and increase student engagement? How about we offer an education students can actually use? Edit. Appreciate the bling. Keep the conversation going. We've got elections on the horizon. Education should be part of the discussion. I'd still argue that they're not even doing that good of a job preparing for college either. So basically, the goal they're focusing on, resulting in a situation where all other goals are trampled, isn't even being met. Yep, in American media we have this notion that kids get college counseling, but honestly I only graduated 4 years ago and I never sat down with anyone to discuss college. And I wasn't a particularly dumb kid either, since I was an AP English and I never got in trouble. Yet teachers would talk about college as being your only real option. It's like they don't care if you get a practical degree so long as you go to college. Which, now that I think about it, the notion of getting a degree in something you love even if it doesn't pay well seems kind of malicious predatory. Because really the colleges only care about your money, not your success after you leave. Maybe not tradition, but not including tax in prices and needing to tip. I was in Australia recently and the price they say is the price you pay. The price seems higher, but if you remember that it includes taxes and tip, it's actually about the same. One of my best mates did a semester in America and was thoroughly surprised when he found out $10 worth of items did not in fact cost $10. When I came to the US for the first time, on my first day I went to a grocery store and bought something for 99c. I wasted more than enough time because I thought that there is a mistake on a cash desk. The cashier had no idea why I am not happy with him charging more than on a price tag. The problem was solved by a stranger who realized what is going on and shocked me with this fact that the taxes are not included nor even calculated before you pay. Edit. I wasted time, not money. Some may say that time is money, though. All the plastics we use for holidays and birthdays. I work in a very large office. Every day at least one person has 10 balloons and etc at their desk for a birthday. Using plastic in general, we use so many plastic plates, cups, straws, bags, utensils. It's ridiculous. People will use those things once and throw it all away for convenience. Multiple people in the workplace, multiple times a day. People never stop to think about it. Mayo, it'd be like humans. We discovered how to make a strong, flexible material that doesn't rot. Also humans. Let's use it to make packaging and eating utensils that are meant to be disposable after one use. Not sure if this happens elsewhere, but in the UK, you lose your title as a doctor when you become a surgeon because historically surgeons were butchers and barbers rather than qualified health professionals. I know you shouldn't be a doctor if your only goal is to achieve that title, but after all those years in medical school and surgical training, which is really long too, losing your title as a doctor for no reason other than history is pretty dumb. Wouldn't you still be able to use the title of doctor outside of work though? How exactly can you lose a title based on an education just because you add another one? Genital mutilation of all kinds. I always wonder how much pushback missionaries and so forth got when they got to that part of the religion. We're supposed to cut off what now? Canadian weddings should do away with rubbing pudding on the face and pulling off the arm of the bride. During straight weddings, there is supposed to be a sentiment that the groom is trapped. He doesn't want to be there. His wife has one, etc. This will manifest in pictures, signage, invitations, and more. It's ridiculous. Marriage is a partnership between two people who both decide they want it. I'm a lesbian and am planning on getting married to my partner in the next few years. I was talking to my parents and my mom asked if I fought with my GF like I do with my brother, who berates and abuses me. I told her no and that when we disagree, we talk out our problems and come up with solutions. She just kinda blinked and asked what the hell kinda relationship I'm in if we don't cuss and fight and scream at each other. Easy answer, mom. A healthy one. Student teachers not getting paid for student teaching and having to pay to student teach. Diamonds. I don't think it should go away for those that genuinely prefer it, but not taking your husband's last name should not have a stigma attached to it. I agree. I left it up to my wife. I couldn't have cared less if she took my name. She ended up taking my name and that was a hassle in itself. 8-9 hour workday. Burying the dead in expensive harmful coffins. Gerrymandering and voter suppression. Over time these went from new ideas people were still figuring out, to something everyone knows about, and knows it's wrong. But we feel powerless and apathetic because that's the way it's always been. Expecting young women to throw their futures away to have kids too soon. Agreed. Or people expecting daughters to become second mothers and sacrifice their childhoods to raise sibling. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.